Hello Gemini, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Gemini for the middle of January. Now Gemini, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Gemini, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me and they are trying to scam you. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all that said, let's go ahead and see what we have going on here for you. So I decided I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross spread here for this middle of the month reading. And yeah, so if you're curious as to what the spread was called, that is it. Now, if you watch my content regularly and you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time you are watching me. So let's get all the cards out here. Take 3 cards to clarify as we go along. Make sure everything's in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. All right, I think that looks just about good enough to me. All right. Energy on the bottom, you have the Death card. So who was it that had this? I think Taurus also had this. So if you have a connection to a Taurus, or you have Taurus in your chart, you may want to take a look at at that reading. In fact, I use a different deck of cards, and very similar reading that we have going on here so far. But at any rate, do not be afraid of the Death card, all right? This really does not talk about literal death. It talks about butterfly energy, okay? This is going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. It's metamorphosizing something in your life. It's going through a transformation in your life. And yes, the Death does speak to undeniable change, and it is typically a big change, but it does not need to be negative, okay? You can think about this as potentially a shift. There may be a shift going on in your life at this time when you get the presence of the Death card. And, you know, it could be really taking you into a new place, okay? And these sorts of things are necessary in the experience here on planet Earth to have. So whatever change you may be going through right now, I actually feel like it's less about ending. I mean, obviously it's an ending when you get the Death card, but I think it's more about new beginnings for you. And I'll get into why, but you have them all over the board here. You have opportunity all over the board here. All over this reading, there's opportunity present. So do keep that in mind. I also started the reading at 11:11. I was going to say it in the beginning, but I didn't. And so definitely something significant here. We have this sort of portal, if you will, that's opening up for this reading for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on here in your current situation. Now, you have the Fool in your current situation. So like I said, the Death card in this case it's less about endings, more about new beginnings for you. All right, the Fool's extremely powerful. I cannot overstate how powerful this card is, because it starts off all of the tarot, and actually so is the Death card. 2 extremely powerful cards here that we're starting off with. But this starts off all of the tarot, and you know, the Fool's about to jump off of a cliff, and they literally have no idea if they're going to land or not. Like, they don't know if they're going to make the landing. And so it's really about having blind faith, having trust in the universe to handle the details for you as you go into a new direction. And really the important thing is not having an attachment to an outcome when you have the Fool, because the Fool literally has no idea where they're going. They don't know if they're going to land, so forth and so on. And so it's like viewing the world as if you were a child again when you get the Fool card and that sort of energy. So you definitely I love to see that card. The Fool really only comes forward when you're ready. I think you're ready, Gemini. You also have, I do wonder if you think you're ready though, because in your problem position, you do have the Page of Swords, which may indicate sort of indecision. But the Page of Swords can represent delays and setbacks. There's like a time delay that's associated with the Page of Swords. And you know, it's interesting, this card almost always, in fact, it always comes through when there's a Mercury retrograde period. And for the rest of January into February 3rd, we will be in a Mercury retrograde, okay? And so it may not happen. This new beginning is on its way, okay? It's coming, okay? It's already on its way, Gemini. But it may take some time, okay? It may take some time to get there. And just keep that in mind. Do not force anything right now, okay? With the Page of Swords present in the problem position, I would say do not force, which the Fool doesn't. The Fool just goes, right? It's not forcing anything. And so that's something that I would really take a look at as well here. But there could be a delay or a setback. Now, in the past, you have the Six of Cups. What's interesting here is you have the 6-6 here in the past and the future, which I think is interesting. Transformation, once again, 666 is, again, not a negative energy. It's just about transformation. But the Six of Cups here talks about someone from the past that's been on your mind recently here. So this could be like, I don't know, your ex could be on your mind, or a friend from the past, or even just a situation from the past could have recently been sort of bubbling up for you, could have been like heavy on your mind here. Card of nostalgia. And, the other thing here is lots of things with the Six of Cups. It can talk about, I'm trying to like decide on what direction to go here, but it can talk about like something you've always wanted to do. It can talk about like a childlike energy, again, which you have here with the Fool, and like really needing to stop and smell the roses here. And so you may recently have been like very, I'm getting this energy of you being like very like A to B, like point A to point B. But I feel like maybe you've spent some time like really, I don't know, taking care of yourself or doing something here is the kind of energy that I'm getting. Now, in the future, you have the Six of Pentacles here. We have this other six. So the Six of Pentacles is financial balance, okay? You can see the scales here on the card. And it's really this idea that the act of giving is just as important as receiving, and receiving is just as important as giving. So I find this card come in many times when somebody's giving too much. Certainly it could be that you need to pony up or you need to give a little bit, but I oftentimes find that it's people who are giving too much, overextending their energy, overextending themselves. But it's a very good card, like if you've been looking for a job raise or you've been looking for a promotion, it can indicate something coming around. But remember, we have this issue of time here. We have a time delay here going on with the Page of Swords in the problem position. And so do keep that in mind. But overall, the Six of Pentacles is absolutely something you want to see here. Could be something from the past coming back around, okay, with the Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles for sure. And it's probably going to be quite good for you. Now, in your conscious awareness, what is on your mind? It's this ending of the Death card here with the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is also an ending. You have two cards that people get very afraid of with the Death card and the Ten of Swords, but just remember that you have free will over the tarot. You cannot live your life by the cards. This should just be extra guidance on top of your day, right? And so just keep that in mind. The Ten of Swords, it talks about how something's completely done, okay? And I feel like you're aware of that in your life, okay? There's an ending here. And really you can view the Ten of Swords as new hope on the horizon, a new beginning, and as the worst being behind you. And I get the sense that that's maybe coming back in here for review with the Six of Cups and the Ten of Swords. Like, the worst is behind you here. There's an element of the past very much present in this reading. So in your subconscious or your unconscious awareness here, you have the moon. So this is interesting. You should really watch Taurus if you are at all relating to that in any way. But the moon is the subconscious, and you have it in that area. You may be having like nightmares. You may be having like scary dreams, or just dreams that are like pretty prominent right now for you with the moon's energy here. It could just represent fears, but the moon is a temporary situation. It phases through, like the cycles of the moon. And it can represent that potentially there's a deception or something's not as it appears, but I think it's a temporary situation. I almost get the sense that there's something from the past phasing through here, is what I see for you. And I would say just take a look at whatever's deep and hidden right now in your subconscious. Like if you're getting a repeating message that's coming in, I would just take a look at that, maybe meditate on it. Now, in your staff, in the direction that you're headed, in your influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is a very, very good card. Can represent downloads of information, but it can also represent more so. The Page of Wands talks about like good news coming in, or good news generally arriving. It can also represent like a job offer. It's oftentimes comes in with a job offer, or any sort of offer that sort of ignites you in some way, kind of lights your passions, lights your fires up in some ways with this Page of Wands. And, you know, it can represent that right now you're maybe lively, like you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of, as an aspect of yourself, like you have a lot of pent up energy or a lot to give at this time, which I definitely feel for you here with this Page of Wands. I get the sense that there's something here coming in through the subconscious that is going to be pretty important for you to take a look at with the Page of Wands and the Moon. It may come in through a dream. You have this Knight of Swords as well here, which talks about really like a call to action, seizing the day, seizing the opportunity, really going for it when you get this energy. Okay, it also talks about like you are very, this is in the external influence, by the way, if I have not said this. This is what's happening outside of you. So really, you know, this is the arrival of an event that comes in almost chaotically, or it comes in very quickly here. And it's interesting because the Page of Swords comes before the Knight of Swords. So something will start to pick up here, like whatever time delay or whatever delay is happening is going to start picking up for you here, Gemini, for sure, with that sword. Now, with that Knight of Swords. Now, there could be somebody who comes in like a wrecking ball, if you will, because it's in the external influence. You can't really control the external. It's what's happening outside of you. So yeah, there could be someone who comes in, and it may be this person from the past. Now, in your hopes and fears here, you have the Emperor. The Emperor is an Aries sign, but it's really less about that. It's about leadership, okay? And it's about stability in your life. It's a very good omen in business and career situations. This person's extremely successful. This person's authoritative. People look up to the Emperor, especially in a workplace situation. It's also the father archetype, but I actually feel like more so this Emperor is talking about like how you are bossing up in some ways here, Gemini, for sure, is what I kind of feel for you. So I definitely like to see that. And you know, maybe you're concerned that you're not going to be able to do this, but I would say you're quite capable, Gemini, okay? And it may just be some sort of subconscious fear here with the Moon that you're like, maybe you're afraid of success. Many people are afraid of success. In the outcome, you have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is really nice. So you have double page, actually triple pages, Page of Swords, Wands, Cups. So that's very interesting. Page of Cups, you know, happy offer coming in or happy news. Could be a romantic offer, but, you know, I feel like this is something to do around this time situation, this time delay. I do feel like someone's going to come in here and offer you something that makes you happy is kind of the outcome here. So this is really nice because first I need to say you have a lot of people on the board. Second, this is really nice because there's this ending present. But this ending is, yeah, it may be bittersweet, okay? It may be bittersweet is what I'm feeling here with this ending. It's definitely not a doom and gloom situation. And in fact, I feel like there's something very nice coming in for you. So let's go ahead and start to clarify this situation even more. Let's pull some additional cards here, if I can pick them up. All right. So you have the Five of Cups, which talks about someone who's sitting in disappointment, someone who's, just kind of melancholy, sad, down. And it's because they're thinking of these three cups here that are spilled. These are cups of the past, as you also here have the Six of Cups. The thing is, Gemini, you can't really spend time in the past because the past doesn't exist. It has already happened. And this is a very hard concept to understand. But the future also doesn't exist because it hasn't happened yet. And so this person in their now moment, they are looking towards the past and they're ruining the now moment. The other thing is there are two cups behind them overflowing. So it really tells you to look on the bright side. When you get this Five of Cups, you have this Hermit here, return to self, okay? Taking the path of the sage and kind of traveling the universe for answers. Also traveling your inner consciousness for answers, okay? Discovering the light that is within you here. And you know, you're wise at this time, Gemini, which the Hermit is a sign of somebody this is a sign of wisdom, a sign of knowledge. And some of you may be like needing to go through this ending to gain a new perspective on something in your life. I feel like on the other end of this, there's true happiness here for you. You also have this Five of Swords, someone who's winning at all costs, Or, you know, it's interesting because this has just started coming in for me. I've been reading on tarot for over a year, on YouTube, tarot on YouTube for over a year now. And this has only just started coming in. And now the way I'm viewing the Five of Swords is through a conflict or a defeat, you are getting stronger. Like what I'm feeling here with this Five of Swords is this struggle is building an extremely strong Gemini. Do you understand? That's what I feel like is going on here, because this person here is waving their flag, they're down, but the sun rays are coming out of them. They're not out, and in fact, this situation is providing them with an opportunity to get extremely strong. And I get the sense that that is what you are doing here. So let's go ahead and start to clarify the situation even more. Let's pull some additional oracle cards here. Okay. Trust. I'd definitely like to see that for you. Again, this idea that you can't really spend your time here in the past right now, Gemini. You also have don't stop, reconsider, and let's also pull this one. There's something better. Yeah, so again, this ending here is really just this opportunity for you to acquire a new perspective. And again, on the other end of this is something much better, which is what I really intuitively feel here. And now we're getting this confirmation with the cards. So yeah, very nice. Let's go ahead and let's pull some of the Kipper cards here and see what the Kipper has for us. All right. Okay, very nice. You have great fortune, family room, high honor, privileged lady, despair, and message. You also have marriage on the bottom here. Some of you may be concerned about your marriage or about a past marriage or about an offer of marriage, or it could even mean that you are looking for a marriage proposal or a long-term marriage partner. Look, it's not a time to chase, Gemini. Okay, you can't chase love. You have to just attract love. It's easier said than done. But again, this could be what this ending is providing you with an opportunity to understand. Okay, you may be gaining new perspective, and through that, you do attract the person you are looking for. The Great Fortune card is a major card of abundance. In fact, it's the best card to pull in the Kipper deck, and it says that there are good things here for you in the here and now. The same is true with the high honor, which is somebody who is really respected. You know, people look up to you, especially as you have this Emperor card. People go to you for answers. They go to you for knowledge. They go to you for wisdom. And you have the respect of your colleagues and the people around you. So there is message, you know, working through these feelings of like being down or despair. And there are multiple offers and opportunities and messages coming into you here with 3 pages and the message card. So this is a time of big communication for you. So I love this reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.